Hey guys, how are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. So that's a pretty fun day in the markets that was. Yeah, not just obviously the Bitcoin market, but stock markets had a bit of a fun ride, especially into the close. But anyway, enough of the stock markets. Over to Bitcoin. So yeah, as you can see, we had a nice little rally this morning from around the 9,600 mark. This is what I spoke about in my morning's video. I missed this buy signal. I was cooking some food, cooking like some food for the next 3 days, like a big batch of chicken, and didn't turn my computers on in time to see this, but I would have taken this trade. I explained that in my morning video anyway, so you can catch up on that there. And then yeah, we had another bit of a dip down here. I don't know if we did actually trade down here because this is the BitMEX. Well, we didn't trade down here basically. This is the BitMEX chart, and BitMEX went down today. So yeah, so that was fantastic to see. So it didn't actually trade here. The market just went a bit. It's just printing. It's just a bad print basically. That's what it's called. It's called a bad print when you have something bad on it like that. It didn't actually happen. But yeah, you can see the range and stop held pretty nicely. We had that rally up to 9,900. Obviously, I didn't have the balls to short it. Because and also it goes against basically the overall trend that I was working on as bullish. As you guys know, I've been talking about in my videos. I mean, I know we read here, but that was because of this little bit of price action, this gap fill we had down there. So I have only actually been taking long. So that's the same as why I said would have taken that long. Was the same reason why I took this long here. But yeah, took that long there, one of those two longs. Either way, I took one of those longs and made a decent profit out of it. So yeah, today we actually got another buy trade. So I missed that one. So then I had to sit there and twiddle my thumbs and wait a bit, and saw the sell come in. So to be honest, I wasn't that unhappy to see this market sell off. So that the Dominator would go into a sell, the smaller time frame one, because then obviously after it's gone into a sell, I have to go into a buy, and then I can get a nice entry. So that's basically what happened. So this is pretty recently. I've only recently out this trade. But yeah, so the bot took a buy here. Some of my ladders got filled, not all of them, but you can see we're nicely down to the bottom of the range and the range and stop here. Both of them, the larger time frame. We're at the bottom of the larger time frame, we're at the bottom of the smaller time frame, and you can see we've even got green on here, and then we've even got green here. So I mean, I would take this anyway, but yeah, it was all looking good. So I got some backfills with my ladders, and then yeah, we went up. I was actually watching BitMEX, the platform I trade on. But yeah, so I was watching it. There was a pretty big iceberg in the. You know what an iceberg is? It's sort of like an order in the market that, when it looks like a price is trading through, it looks like we're going down, but it just keeps on adding more and more to the bid, and just kept on getting filled, and he was getting filled on quite a lot of contracts. So I could see we wanted to go down. I'd already taken some profits of the trade because my bot's set up to take profits at 0.4, 0.7%, so I'd taken 2 lots of profits, and yeah, when I just saw that price action, I just thought I'd take the trade off. So I actually took it off at 720, so 9,720. So don't ask me why that only says 9.7. Yeah, it did trade 9,720 anyway, so that because that's where I hit the market. But yeah, so, and then we proceeded to sell off a bit, which is not too bad because now we've got the sell here, and yeah, potentially looking for then another buy in the Dominator. So we'll see what happens. I would expect we'll get that pretty soon. If it happens soon enough for me to see it, I may leave it on. But yeah, with the sort of the scam wicks we've had going on, especially to the downside, I'm not too fussed about keeping my bot on again over the evening, just on the basis that I just don't want to get caught in any scam wicks. But whilst I can monitor this, I'll watch this one, and I'll be up for a bit, so I've got a couple more videos to do. So yeah, yes, a good trade. So basically today I missed the great trade, which I would have taken if I basically turned my computer on before I started making food, and then I took this one, which was a good trade. I mean, my average entry with my ladders getting filled was exactly 9,650, so $70, not too bad. But yeah, that's the one that got away, guys. We all know about that. We know about the one that got away. That was the one that got away. Just looking at it, just annoying. Look at this perfect buy. And I obviously know it doesn't line up with this, but we discussed why that isn't green because of the scam wick down. But yes, I was pretty bullish, and that's basically what I expected to happen. So anyway, but I would, if I'd wanted to been aggressive and just not stick to my process and just be basically a degenerate trader in inverted commas, and then I could have just bought again on this wick down, had some orders in, but I don't know if they would have got filled, because I would then have to switch over to a Bybit account, which I don't normally trade on Bybit, but I'm actually in a Bybit competition, trading competition, so for the next couple of weeks. So I actually put some BTC in there so I could do that competition. Currently sat in 3rd place, which is amongst the prizes on the podium. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm obviously only doing the same trades, the same bot trades, but obviously I'm putting them in manually onto Bybit. But yes, you can see it's pretty much a game of ranges here though. We sort of touched the top, broke through the bottom, but came back up and got supported by the bottom, tested the bottom again, tested the bottom again. So yeah, it's just a case of, are we going to push up to the top of the range? Are we going to make some moves up, or are we going to break down? If we have a look at our levels chart, well, this is the 2 hour, we'll stick on the 2 hour. I mean, yeah, you can see that was our scam wick to start the week, to close the CME gap. And then yeah, so then we tested the top, kind of got rejected, tested the bottom of the zone, basically got supported by the bottom of the zone, got above. This was obviously this morning, we got nicely above into the higher zone. I thought this was going to be it. I thought we were going to break up, but obviously you need a larger term time frame close, and we didn't really even get that one there. I think if we click onto the 4 hour, you'll see it's just a wick above it. Yeah, it's just a wick above, look, as you can see. So yeah, rejected there. So then we do what well, like I said, I don't think we actually traded down here. I think this is just the BitMEX scam wick. That doesn't really exist because BitMEX was down for a bit. I do know that on Bybit that we only traded about the low 9,600s. I don't think we even traded into 9,500. So you kind of got to ignore this. It's kind of annoying me, the CME gap, now Bybit closing down. I just want to be able to leave my bots on and not have to worry about all this craziness. But so right, we've got this wick brought back up again, which is great, and then you can see we're sat pushing under this resistance again. So what I am expecting is basically us to break back above the resistance, form some support here, and then push onwards and upwards. That's what we're expecting based on the overall larger time frame, the overall trend. I mean, we'll look on the daily. So yeah, you can see. Well, as it stands, we've got two pretty much indecision candles here on the daily, but these are indecision candles, pretty much sat at the high. We tested the high, tested the highs, came back down, tested the highs, tested the highs. So, I mean, statistically, and in my experience of watching chart patterns, this is going to break up more likely than it's going to break down. But yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. There's only statistics. I mean, we can, if we take out, well, definitely this level, take out here. We're pretty much going to come down to here, and that will take out these lower lows, these high lows we've got, and then maybe expect to move down. But yeah, but daily stochastics looking good, daily RSI looking like it's going to be looking good soon. 4 hours, 4 hour crossing back over actually in the middle of the range, but I mean, not wanting to sound like a moon boy, just the actual cooling off of this 4 hour to back to the mid zone. Now we've got room to push back up again rather than just being sat in this overbought zone. Does actually I do actually like the look of, because it means we can now push up. We've got basically room to push up. This is basically what happens in consolidation. You give your oscillators time to cool off, and then you can then start making another move. So yeah, on the 4 hour, 4 hour RSI looking okay. But yeah, that's pretty much it really. Another day of some wick action. But like I said, I'm generally bullish, just looking at larger time frames like the weekly. What have I done? Oh, sorry, it's because I've got range and stop. Let's look at the weekly on here. this will be more clear. Yeah, so there's not too much bearish about that, is there? Do you know what I mean? There's obviously the high level, there's the macro levels, there's the macro resistance, the trend line, these horizontals, this obviously trend line there. There's those, but I mean, this is like standing in front of a moving train. This is a moving train right now, this price action, and it's like, yeah, okay, it is going to stop at some point, but picking any given point for it to stop at is just basically gambling. I mean, if you just look like if you look at this one, it's like at what point, oh, look like we're stalling out there, go up, look like we're stalling out here, we go up, and then eventually we do stall out, but even then we get some big moves still upwards. I mean, it's the same here. If we look at our big run up in here, it's just like, I mean, when do you call the top of one of these? Do you know what I mean? This is what I'm trying to say. You understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah, you've just gotta go. I mean, this is why the trend is your friend. You just got to go with the trend. Eventually the trend won't be your friend, but for the majority of the time the trend will be your friend, and then you just got to, well, let's just go with all the analogy. You just got to make hay whilst the sun shines, haven't you? So that's what I'm looking at here, and obviously these weekly oscillators are looking amazing. I mean, these can't really look much better. And then obviously your moving averages, these moving averages on the weekly. So yeah, we're above the 200 weekly, and then we've got the 21 week and the 50 week, looking like, yeah, look, we've got upward slopes in those. Clearly we've got an upward slope in the 21 week, but the 50 week is also moving up. So yeah, we have got some bullish price action going on here. So yeah, so back down to the lower time frame though. It's obviously a case of it's a game of levels, like it always is. It's a game of levels, even the short time frame, like we use the range and stop. It's just a game of levels. On the large time frame, it's a game of levels. I really do like horizontals, guys. These are my favorites. I'm never a massive fan of trend lines, although I do have some trend lines that I'm going to do a video on after this that I did just want to show you guys. Some more macro trend lines anyway. But yeah, so yeah, that brings us to the end of this video. So yeah, so thanks for listening, and remember, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I will speak to you guys soon.